In 1990, my father got really sick pretty suddenly. And he went to the doctors and they basically told him he needed a liver transplant. And it was either have one or die, really. He should live 5 years with this transplant, 10 if he's really lucky. He got an extra 25 years.
Io avrei dovuto morire 24 anni fa, come mi avevano detto i dottori, non c'era più niente da fare, solo i trapianti forse mi poteva salvare, perché io era già un'età trapassata pure. Ma però hanno provato che tutto risultava uguale all'altro fegato. Ha detto noi andiamo ahead e sono venuto giù. E così vivo ancora con la mia famiglia e tutti contenti. A vivere assieme con la famiglia non c'era più, è un po' differente da cosa nata. Noi facciamo altro che ridere ogni giorno che ci guardiamo in faccia.
Him being alive has meant, as him being Italian as well, that we got a lot of vegetables from his garden. Mum was a very unselfish mum. She was just focused on us. You'd walk in the door and the first thing she'd ask, have you eaten? Have you eaten? Yes, I've eaten, Mum. Are you taking care of yourself? Yes. And she'd always check, especially if it was winter, she would check if we had singlets on. My mother would put her hand up around your waist and feel if you had a singlet on underneath your jumper. Mum was crossing the road, and it's a road that she's crossed for over 50 years, since she was 20 years old, 21 years old, and migrated to Australia. And I've crossed that road with her often as well. And she got to the medium strip, waited for a car to go past, and as she then crossed, this car decided to stop and reverse sharply and hit her, and she fell backwards, landed on her head, and sustained head injuries. It was just all so sudden. It was like a never-ending day. Dad was by her bed all the time. We were really worried about him because he never left her side, and he was just in complete agony. He'd just be holding her hand, crying.
It was just a shock because we didn't think Mum would ever get run over. She was just so careful at everything. She's with us one day and then the next minute she's just died. It was just, you never thought it was going to happen to her, because we always thought that Dad was going to go before Mum. Never thought that it would be her first.
The thing that shocked us a lot was when the doctors said there's nothing else we can do. My dad said, I want to donate her organs. We were really stunned and shocked. But what really struck me was I really didn't think that we'd be able to donate her organs. I mean, Mum was 74.
And I was just shocked. Thought, what? Mum just passed away and you're thinking we're going to donate her organs? It's like, how can you think of that?
Dark river. Her kidneys were transplanted into two people, a 40-year-old and a 50-year-old who, over 2 years later are doing great. I just remember thinking, I'm so glad we donated her organs and that someone else can use them and live just like my dad lived an extra 25 years with what he received.
Allora dico, se mi state sentendo, il popolo che mi ha fatto parte di donare il mio fegato, vi ringrazio di nuovamente ancora, che sta cosa è stata una cosa bellissima, non solo per me ma per tutti noi trapianti. Grazie tante.